Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have kids asleep. I'm having my cup of coffee this morning. Woke up a little bit early, and I think I'm waking up early in the month of October, and I think it's because of the excitement that I'm seeing around Ripple and XRP. I'm sure you've all noticed by now the news that is coming out for Ripple and for XRP is in a literal flood right now. There are two or three things that I see going on right now that are in your face. The first is that Ripple is working a plan. They are flooding, I think they call it flooding the zone in maybe basketball. They are literally flooding the zone. We are seeing announcement after announcement, picture posted after picture posted. I'm going to show you all this. It's kind of like the plan. Someone pushed the button and said all systems are go, and we are starting to see it unfold before our eyes. The other thing we're starting to see is the Bitcoin maximalists begin their attacks. I had someone ask me on Twitter, why I was posting things about anti-Bitcoin or why I was getting into it with a couple of these guys who are posting FUD about Ripple. And the answer to that is I don't normally do that, but I see things happening right now with Ripple and XRP, and I see these people coming out trying to attack because they don't even have bordering on what's going on with XRP. They don't have it. They know that they're not technologically in the ball game, and they're seeing this happening. And many of these guys are seeing they've put out their reputations on, and they've hung their shingle on Bitcoin 100%, and they've bashed XRP and turned people away from it. And it must be terrifying what they're seeing coming out of Ripple right now in Spring and some of these other initiatives. It's got to be terrifying. And I'm not even one that thinks that you have to have just XRP. I'm a Bitcoin guy myself. As far as investment, I think it'll do well. So they don't have to come out and do this attacking. But when they do, sometimes I just can't help but come out and put them in their place and point out the obvious. But I don't think it has to be a competition between Bitcoin and XRP. I think they're two totally different things. But these guys, for whatever reason, they think they have to come out and come after XRP. I guess I would do the same thing if I knew in the back of my mind how inferior what I was involved in was. It's great to be an XRP holder, I can tell you that. Well, first we've got this from David Schwartz. He put out this picture of Ethan Beard, and he said he really puts the casual in business casual. And so we've seen a ton of pictures and tweets and things coming out about things that are going on. And this is coming off of a literal few months of nothing, really. And I just realized that I wasn't following CoinField. That surprises me. I thought I was. Oh, well, now I do. Okay, CoinField had tweeted this out. And remember, CoinField has an upcoming announcement that they say is a game changer for XRP. We've got our eyes on that. The CoinField team is at Ripple's Uber. This is the University Blockchain Research Initiative event today for the first annual convening of the University Blockchain Research Initiative. And apparently, this is I guess that's the CEO of CoinField. But anyway, you see that this blockchain research initiative, this is going on. This is one of the things. All right. This right here was a tweet from Ripple. This is one of their engineers. And he says, we believe XRP is the most important, most effective means to bridge between boundaries. He's a Spring developer. VP of Engineering, Doug Purdy, shares how we're enabling developers to put money at the center of their applications. I mean, I watched some of these videos, and I'm just like, man, not only was I right in 2013 when I discovered Ripple, but I am literally, it's the best investment scenario that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And I believe that this is the best investment scenario because it's in a new asset class. I believe it's the best digital asset in the best new asset class and the first new asset class in 2 or 3 lifetimes. And I can't wait. I'm glad that my great grandchildren will be talking about what I did, because I get to be that guy, and not many people get to be that guy. Now let's look, because Hodor laid out all of this. XRP Media Storm Timeline. He put this in his blog on Coil, so go check it out. He's got the entire timeline of all these announcements that have just been rolling out for the last week. I'll go through a couple of them. September 27th, Ethan Beard announces Logos Payments acquisition. September 30th, Amir Sargani publishes blog about Ripple's engineering culture. September 30th, Ripple formally announces Algram acquisition. September 30th, VeetSaveN publishes first Coil blog encouraging new developers. October 1, GateHub announces deal with Coil. October 2nd, Joel Katz, David Schwartz publishes suggestions for XRP ledger enhancements on XRP chat. October 2nd, Spring's formal Twitter account announces the new Spring platform. The same blog announces 4 new Spring investments: BitPay, BRD Wallet, Anchorage, Chainalysis. Are you starting to see the picture? And so out of this, we begin to see all these Bitcoin maximals come out of the woodwork. There's a third thing that I'm noticing a lot of in the replies to a lot of the tweets that I do. I'm starting to see a lot of scam replies where they come in, and so be careful with that. There's a lot of scam replies that are being put into the replies of tweets that I do now, where they're acting like there's a Ripple giveaway and this type of thing. Now, don't think that that's not a planned thing. People create these fake Twitter handles, and they do that. So make no mistake, these Bitcoin people see XRP as the enemy, and they see it as a war. Make no mistake. They shouldn't. What they should do is stick with their store of value, which is the only thing that they're good for, that it's good for, and just and go and invest in XRP if they're smart. That's what the digital asset investor is doing. Okay. Now, let's look at Ripple's feed. I encourage you all to go and spend 30 minutes on Ripple's feed and just look at just what they have. It's like they've initiated a battle plan. Just scroll down the page. This is from Nick Boglis. He's one of their, engineers, software guys. But this was retweeted by Ripple, and it's one of his tweets. Then Ripple tweets this out that I just showed you. Then they retweet Kristen Smith, looking forward to my discussion with Michelle Bond tomorrow at UbriCon. And then you see this, Spring founder of Forte platform, this guy takes on the stage at UbriCon. Eric Van Meltenberg, they post this video or this picture. And then you see this. And then they did this. This is I think this was the Spring initiative with this BRD. Let me give them a follow. And then there was this, Professor Computer Science and Associate Dean to Faculty, Northeastern. And then there was this. This is another one. This UbriCon must be a big deal moving forward. But I've never seen, this is to the one that I thought was the most interesting, but I've never seen so many tweets or retweets out of Ripple in all the time that I've been watching them. This was from yesterday, and then they retweeted this. They had a delegation from Tokyo that came, and then this was what we talked about earlier. It is on like Donkey Kong, folks. Okay. Now, and then remember the guys that, this is the guy, the legal counsel for Coinbase, who is in that group of crypto ratings, crypto ratings council. Apparently these guys caught so much heat that they wanted to clarify themselves. This is a whole thread he put out, but the first part tells you pretty much what you need to know. Well, what just happened? Here we go, right here. An asset that scores 5 An asset that scores 5 shares many characteristics strongly consistent with treatment as a security. Assets that score less than 5 but more than 1 show some characteristics of a security, but not enough for most members to consider them to be securities under current law. And so what he's doing is, this is his way of apologizing, which they need to just scrap it. This is his way of apologizing to the XRP community for giving XRP a 4 and trying to clarify it if I had to bet. XRP Crypto Wolf: U.S. lawmakers want Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg to testify on its cryptocurrency Libra by January. Specifically, the House Financial Services Committee wants CEO Mark Zuckerberg to commit to appearing in a hearing before or by the latest January. So this guy is purely, I'm sure he wishes at this point that he never even created Libra, because now the Finance Committee in Congress wants him to come and talk to them about Libra and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what they refer to Bitcoin as. Okay. Then XRP Crypto Wolf says, shows this one. Apple has no plans to launch a cryptocurrency, says Apple CEO Tim Cook. We elect our representatives to assume their governmental responsibilities. Companies aren't elected and should not be going in this direction. I guess Apple will be missing out. Well, as my sons would say, well, duh. So here's Apple. Apple and Google are sitting on the sidelines and they're watching what just happened to Facebook by our Finance Committee in Congress when they got all upset about Libra and Bitcoin. And now, do you think he's going to come out with a digital asset in the midst of this? He's going to sit back and laugh at Mark Zuckerberg while he relaxes and waits for some regulatory clarity from Congress and the SEC. XRP Crypto Wolf: Japan's financial services agency issued draft guidelines for funds investing in crypto. It's an effort to prudently manage crypto development in Japan. It is anticipated that financial products that invest in crypto assets will be formed in the future. So as our people over here in the U.S. talk about Bitcoin and Libra, Japan and all these other countries, they continue to move forward with progress to put the U.S. down, I guess. Larry Cermak put this tweet out. In the 10 months since enabling the option to pay taxes in Bitcoin, fewer than 10 businesses in Ohio have chosen to pay taxes through this method. And he's retweeting the Block article. And what I'll say about this is, and I said it in a tweet, you got Bakkt and Starbucks that are working on trying to set up payment with Bitcoin in Starbucks stores. They are setting them. There's only one way to do that without it being a disaster, and that is for them to run the transactions through the interledger protocol. So they need to call Ripple. If they do not call Ripple, the lines to Starbucks will be out the freaking door and around the block. It will be a complete and utter disaster. And everybody knows it who has done. All you have to do is send some Bitcoin and then send some XRP. It's as simple as that. And you will completely get it. Then you should once you realize the disaster that is, you should then call Ripple and now BitPay, I guess, because they've now partnered with BitPay. And you can solve that Starbucks payment problem in 3 to 4 seconds. Okay, DMX70, he addresses this thing. Is it just a coincidence that 2 Bitcoin Maxis, crypto influencers with more than 190,000 followers, wonder the same week whether they should be better informed about XRP? Both are successful in business and crypto space, and that does not work if you are too stupid to navigate. Okay, both call themselves, I'm not getting into that part. Both call themselves analysts, but have not done any research in recent years to find the use case of their products. I think it's good that it happens, but believe more in a plan set up in this case. Also, not to suffer a loss of faith. Don't stop thinking critically. Now, I tweeted this out. Tone Bays had blocked me a long time ago, not for me saying anything ugly to him, but just for making a valid point that he didn't want to answer. He tweeted this out yesterday, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, that was yesterday. Do you understand the reason for XRP's existence? Yes. Serious question. Yes, no, printed money to get rich. Well, he completely, he should run the same poll about Satoshi Nakamoto and Bitcoin, because to my knowledge, Satoshi Nakamoto still sits on, I think it's around 1% plus, which is well over $1 billion of Bitcoin. And this guy has no desire to, find out who the guy is, because the guy obviously is concerned with getting rich, or he would have just distributed all of that Bitcoin instead of keeping it to make himself a billionaire. That to him means nothing, and it's not relevant, but it's relevant where Ripple is concerned. So I thought this was ridiculous. I said, can you smell the fear? And I also made the point on Twitter, why is he not attacking Dogcoin? Because he does a lot of this in the name of trying to protect investors. He's so worried about investors. Well, Dogcoin was literally put out as a joke. Why not attack Dogcoin? Well, the answer is very clear. The answer is because he feels threatened by Ripple and XRP, because he knows it's the greatest digital asset ever created. Boom, that's it. And he knows it. So I gave credit to Heisen Zerp here, because he sent me this since I'm blocked. Joker, 29 December 2017, XRP took Ethereum's place. What do we need Ethereum for? How long does it take until dApp developers realize that Ripple and the XRP ledger provide them with a much faster, scalable, and cheaper way to deal with smart contracts? That means XRP at $25 easily. I don't doubt him at all there. But he's showing you the Ripple ecosystem. Pretty intimidating if you're a Tone Vase. Michelle Vandenberg sent this tweet, and he's tweeting a CZ Binance, CEO of Binance's tweet. Global financial collapse coming in quick like a bullet train. So they have to speed things up if they want to avoid a direct impact. We've seen a lot of red in the traditional stock market this week. CZ Binance tweeted this out, I believe, yesterday. This was supposed to be an announcement a bit later, but such is the nature of blockchain project transparency. Can't hide anything. Well, there you go. XRP on-chain pegged on Binance chain and Binance DEX. Guess which gates this opens. I think this is an announcement that XRP is going to be on Binance DX, which is their decentralized exchange. Okay, Michael at VAL5 links more about Facebook's Libra coin. Payments giant PayPal, one of the 28 members of Facebook-led Libra stablecoin project, is on the verge of quitting the project. So this is PayPal. The other day we read about MasterCard and Visa wanting to back out as well. Shinu Patel at Shinu Patel 29 sent me this one. David Schwartz said grilled a whole chicken, brine, spatchcock. I've never even heard that word. Dried and seasoned with chim curry spices. And it looks like a very good chicken at that. And so that compelled me to tell David Schwartz. And this goes for David Schwartz, and I'll throw everybody at Ripple in there. If you work at Ripple, the digital asset investor has a smoked pork butt in South Georgia waiting. It's got your names on it. You got to give me 24-hour notice, and you have to be, let's say, at least in Atlanta. I will drive to Atlanta with a smoked butt, a freshly smoked butt, and it will be wrapped in tinfoil ready for you. And I guess then you could hop on a plane back to San Francisco. That butt will make everybody on that plane, it will make all of their mouths water. And I don't know how they will handle you having a smoked butt on the plane or put in cargo. But at a minimum, I will meet you in Atlanta and hand deliver your smoked butt. That goes for anyone at Ripple. Just let me know. 24 hours notice. Okay. Bank XRP Vanguard begins testing blockchain technology for FX trading. This reminds me of that video where the BlackRock CEO was on CNBC and said that we needed something for FX, we needed a digital asset that would speed up this same FX trading. But this also reminds me of 2018 when Vanguard's CEO basically said, you'll never see us involved in Bitcoin anyway. Well, I said back then, and I'll say it again. even though this is one of probably the most conservative company in traditional finance, you will see them over their head in digital assets before it's over. Okay, and then this person commented further on it. Vanguard Group is now coming for currencies, obsessed with lowering costs, is testing a new way for asset managers to trade currencies and avoid big investment banks. The platform is based on the blockchain technology, could shift power in the $6 trillion a day currency market. And finally, from XRP Yoda, UK's Coinbase in the UK customers can now buy XRP direct. Apparently, it says United States-based crypto exchange Coinbase has reinstated Great Britain pound or British pound transfers for its United Kingdom customers, according to an official announcement on Coinbase. Buy XRP directly with Visa instantly. Linked PayPal account to cash out. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that Ripple and XRP are initiating some sort of a massive plan, because you need to just go spend your Friday on Ripple's Twitter feed. Look no further than that. It's really exciting what's going on. Thank you for listening.